Even with Dallas, they don't need him because they got Gallup fixing to come back. And well, I'm going to tell you something. Dallas looks a whole lot different when Tyrone Smith's not playing. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't do shit. And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Steak Plains Meats. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world fucking famous Andy Shaver.
Everybody's showing up little by little. The good days are here again. We got Sir Joshua Stoner.
How are we?
It feels like 2 weeks ago you were leaving from turkey hunting, and now all of a sudden you're here for the long haul.
I kind of wish it wasn't 2 weeks ago it felt like that, because those turkeys kicked our fucking ass.
Yes, they did. Yeah, it was a weird deal. They knew where they were safe.
Yeah.
And they were not responsive at all.
And
you know, I had a lot of guys message me that was pretty common where they hunted at.
Just all over? Or
just
Texas?
all over. Just everywhere. Yeah. Well, no. Everybody in Texas and Oklahoma was like, this is the weirdest thing, because, like, I've got a lone Tom. I see he's by himself and
just doesn't want nothing to do with it.
Won't come to me.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It was a weird turkey season.
Well, Oklahoma didn't. What did they say? A lot of the birds got killed off.
Well,
by
disease? They think the eye worm's what got them. I know that I talked to Mags the other day, in their season, they went down to like a 3-week season now, one bird. And I don't know if that's all over Oklahoma or just southwest Oklahoma. But 5 years ago in Oklahoma, when we were, and it's the property that we all have, it was not unusual to see 100 to 200 or 300 birds in a flock. I mean, big groups of birds. Mm-hmm. And I don't think last year I ever saw more than a dozen turkeys ever.
Most turkeys I ever seen was up by where Blake is. We were deer hunting the other day, and I'd shit you not, I probably individually saw 800 to 1,000 turkeys.
Really?
Nebraska's a hot spot
in a
for that.
3-hour span. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Now, is it all Merriam's, or is it that cross where it's like Merriam's and Rios mixed together?
I think it really depends where you are on the river.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of true Merriam's where he's at, because he's more, further west than a lot of people. But you get kind of down, I don't know, southeast of where he's at, and you start getting into those hybrids, I think. And then, hell, I think they even got some Easterns over by Iowa.
Really?
Yeah.
Poor Blake, his deer hunting luck from last year has carried on to Nebraska.
I think it's too many snacks in the tree.
Well,
and that's the thing. He doesn't. I don't know. It's not that he has too many snacks. I don't even think he takes snacks with him. He just
shit luck.
Just shit luck.
Well, what happened to him now? I guess there's a story I don't know about.
Yes.
Which one are you talking about?
The mule deer.
Oh. So, I was riding around one day this week before I came down here, and we found this mule deer. Well, I found this mule deer. I looked over and said, God damn, that's a big-ass mule deer. It was foggy. I couldn't really tell what it was. Took a video of it. It's a big deer.
Now, when you say a big deer, what are we talking? 160 inches?
180, 200.
Woo.
Really nice mule deer.
I mean, it's probably one of the biggest mule deers I've seen while I've ever been out there. And go back, find it again, took another little video. And for 3 days, I tried to find it so we can try to get Blake to shoot it. Well, finally, what was that? Friday morning?
I think so. Somewhere
Friday morning, I found it again by himself, cruising around cornfield, tucked up against some trees, getting ready to bed down. I was like, perfect. He's going to sneak in, go, shoot him, whatever. Wind was perfect.
Hold on. You're going to have Blake is going to stalk and shoot a deer on the ground.
Yep.
Okay, already I'm having seen a red flag, but go ahead.
Well, before that, he's like, I just hope my big ass can sneak up there good enough to get close to it.
Me and Blake are on the same page on this then.
Okay. Well, he's realistic about it.
I'm thinking Beverly Hills Ninja.
That's no shit. I'm thinking of the Cottonelle bear walking around.
So he gets up there. He's like, what would you do? Or he said, what should I do? Where's it at? I said, this is where it's at. This is how you have to come into it. I said, you should be perfect. And then he was like, all right. I said, I'm going to go down the road a little bit. I said, and I'll sit and wait. And then he went off and started walking. And right as soon as I went and parked and waited for him, I sent him a text. I said, hey, call me on your headset, and I'll creep up. Because I could see him from the road. I went and checked. He's laying underneath the trees, just kind of, you know, looking around, kind of looking sleepy. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Wind was perfect. I said, you might have a chance of this. Well, I texted him, and I said, hey, call me on your headset when you get, you know, within 150, 200 yards, and I'll kind of just creep up, keep the attention on me, because he'd be able to see me in the pickup, and just, you know, give him the time to sneak
You won't
around.
be looking behind him.
He won't be looking
concentrating
behind,
on
right.
you.
So I'm sitting there, and I just get a text message. It says, fuck. I'm like, what? What happened? I try calling him. And he finally calls me back. He's like, the son of a bitch got up and just ran. I said, what do you mean? I said, you didn't get my text message? He said, no. Oh, now I got it. He said what happened was he was coming around the corner of the trees. So he peeked around, and he said he could see antlers sticking out. He said, but at that point, he thinks it was standing and looking at him. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, shit. I mean, you could have just stood there, you know. He probably didn't know what it was. But then Blake was like, I didn't know what to do, so I just, like, meh, at him. He said, the deer took off. I said, oh, Blake, come on, man.
If you try to stalk up on a deer, why would you make a deer sound?
Blake said he panicked. He said there's a lot of things I would have changed about that stalk, but he said he got within probably 70 yards of it.
Reading the phone would have been like number one thing to change.
That was the wrong move.
Yeah.
And there he went.
So have y'all seen it since?
No, he ran for probably 3 or 4 miles.
Because, like, tree groves are pretty hard to find. Like, it's kind of like here. Like, one tree grove, and then it's open. And
We
then
have
there's
more
another.
trees here than
Yeah,
they do
there's
up
way
there.
more trees
It's
here.
Oh,
pretty-
really?
Yeah.
So, like, if he's out in the open, he's hauling ass. Like,
He might.
I watched him. There's like, because everything out there is squared off in sections.
Right.
You could watch, I don't know, I probably watched him, I guess it would have been 2 miles, and then he just disappeared.
hauling ass.
Yeah, well, they'll travel. Oh, man. The first morning I found him, when I saw him, he was 1.5 miles north. And then by the time I got around and went around the road and tried to see where he was going, he was already 2 miles south. Like, they just run those cornfields. It's
have you seen elk up there anywhere?
They have. People have where he is, but I've never. No.
Somebody shot a big-ass bull in Nebraska I saw the other day, and I don't know where they were at. Nebraska's a big state.
I mean,
but
he's
someone
not-
shot a big-ass bull the other day.
Where Blake's at, he's not very far from, like, where the big elk roam.
Like where Austin is, they have a bunch of bighorn sheep where he's at. And that's crazy.
And, like, the thing with big game in Nebraska is there's not very many tags for them, especially the bighorn sheep. But, like, when you do shoot one, like, they'll tell you, and I think Kaufman told me before, he said when somebody draws a tag for a bighorn sheep, the biologist is going to take you and be like, hey, that's going to be the new state record. You should shoot that one. Like, that's how big
That's crazy.
sheep get. Yeah.
Was it Hunsucker that posted the deer that traveled?
183 miles or something.
Oh,
Was
with that
was
collar on
Huns?
it?
Yeah. I'm
I don't
trying to
remember
find it
who
on
it
his
was.
Instagram, but I'm not. It might not have been him that.
I saw that also. It was 183, 138 miles. I'm getting dyslexic, I think, on my numbers. But anyways, it was
Shit, yeah,
and I didn't know a
anything.
deer would ever travel that far.
Was it a whitetail or mule
Yes,
deer?
I think it was a whitetail.
Trying to find it. I
That
know it
is
was on it. I
crazy.
could have swore it was Hunsucker, but maybe it wasn't.
I've never known a deer to travel that, because usually if I like our deer are a little different down here because we lack trees and stuff too, but they stay in the same areas most of the time. But
Right.
a deer usually will make a circle and come back 500 to 1,000 yards and come right back and lay down. I used to see the same deer on the same ranches in the same place, big bucks,
That's
all the
I
time.
see. Even last year and the year before, right down here down the road, you see the same bucks every night.
There's what you count, almost 200 deer last night right here
Shit,
at the lodge.
behind the lodge there was 100, and then right down the end of the driveway, a couple hundred yards, there was another 100, 150 of them.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's a ton of deer, and they're but it's the same ones. And I'm telling you right now, when you drive to town at night, when you leave, anybody that's coming to the lodge this year on a hunt, if it's dark, you better watch your ass on the roads because there are deer everywhere, and it's getting worse and worse every year. And it's we don't ever shoot any deer here, and we damn sure don't ever shoot any does. And them bitches be screwing, I'm telling you.
There's a lot of does. Hell, I saw a big-ass hog this morning on my way to town.
A big hog?
Mm-hmm. Right by the nature trail.
You don't see the pigs like we used to.
He's by himself.
That's usually the biggest boars. You looking for that deer still?
Yeah,
I think it was 138 miles, and I was shocked by that.
I think he might have shared a post that the QDMA shared. Or it might be a QDMA post.
QDMA?
Yeah, Quality Deer Management Association.
Let me see.
I could be wrong, though.
QDMA hunting. It's got to be somewhere. Oh, that wasn't it. Outdoor Life did a article on it in 2015, but it wasn't Outdoor Life that shared that.
You know, I'm going to change the subject from deer real quick to transsexuals or whatever the hell they are,
Oh, okay.
transgenders.
That's a interesting segue.
They, I read a deal today that they say that 25% of millennials identify as transgender or fucking some other word that they use, non-binary or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
How the fuck can 25% of the people be that way?
I honestly, if you look at it, I think it's probably 3 or 5% are actually like, the correct definition, but then the other 20% just want to be that cool accepted fact.
How's that cool?
They're millennials. Hell, I might be a millennial. Am I a millennial? I don't even know what the fucking years are.
Do you think it'd be cool to be a transgender?
Hell no.
Okay, well then I don't know how does anybody think that's cool?
In the same way, I don't give a shit what the fuck you think you are.
Well, I don't care what you are. I just think it's hilarious that you think they want population control. You get 25 to 50% of the people thinking that they're not heterosexual, and you're going to have a big population control. Mm-hmm. But what do? You go to a party one day and you say, "Hey, Bob, guess what, guys? I'm going to be transgender now. That's who I am." Oh, okay, you too. Yeah, me also.
Did you see somebody I think it was yesterday, they shared a post. Somebody said they're trans, what the hell is it called? Trans, something they identified as different ethnicities or whatever. It was like
Can't do that. That's cultural appropriation. That's illegal. They'll get you for that one.
Some guy was like, I now consider myself a female Vietnamese person or some shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Those are the people that get screwed on all this shit.
Yeah.
There ain't no Oriental anything. I mean, they don't get no kind of love from nobody, They don't.
I don't think they want it.
No, they want to keep. They just want to work, and they're doing the same thing we all should be doing. Yeah. Just work, enjoy life, and live your life, and quit worrying about all this other shit.
That's right.
And quit.
200 miles in 22 days.
That's crazy.
This was the Show Me State buck, a 2.5-year-old whitetail known to state researchers as N1 703, lit out and walked 200 miles in 22 days. That's the longest trek for a non-migrating whitetail on record, and it beats the previous record of just over 108 miles. Non-migrating whitetail? What is that?
I was the same thing that stood up to me. I didn't know there was migratory whitetails.
I'm assuming that there's regions in the country like probably Utah, Colorado,
lots of snow where they move.
The snow line pushes.
Right.
Now, I can see that. An elk will migrate.
Mm-hmm.
He took off on October 26, 2017, and was pretty much on the move constantly until December 7th. He was averaging 8.5 miles a day. In the process, crossed a major river 7 times, an interstate highway, 8 state highways, and a railroad. It's a miracle he wasn't hit by a vehicle. But I wonder what forced him to move. I wonder if it was, and especially like 200 miles.
Probably a fucking collar.
Oh, what do you mean?
The collar that was on the deer.
You think that made him
hell, probably
move?
Something crazy.
But I wonder if it was lack of does. I wonder if it was hunting pressure. But surely in 200 miles, you crossed a horny doe somewhere.
Maybe he's a Democrat. He's just staying somewhere.
He's the Josh Stoner of whitetail deer.
Yeah, there you go. Just a gypsy.
I'm gonna pack my bags and I'm out of here.
Not finding women.
Not finding women.
Blake hadn't hooked you up with anybody up there?
It's slim pickings.
Yeah, I think
Nebraska.
It was a godsend that Emily showed up for Blake.
Don't ask me how. And the worst part is they are so mean to each other. Oh man, it's bad.
Yeah, they're like a married couple.
It's worse. Absolutely worse.
As we get older, me and Michelle, we don't argue as much, but you can say more to something, and it's kind of a forgotten deal. Does your mom and dad that way too? They probably don't. You're not around them as much, so they probably don't ever argue around you.
No, I mean, when I was growing up, shit, I think they always argued, but it was about me and my brother. But now they're pretty good.
Kids, money, or grandkids, we don't argue about. Yeah. Like I've noticed Andy and Jesse argue a lot more than they used to. Or they argue in front of us more. Y'all do. I see y'all bicker back. Y'all do bicker. You just don't notice it because it's just part of your life. You do all the time.
Never.
I'll point it out and I'll say, y'all sound like a bunch of old married folk, and you won't
go
say
ahead
nothing.
next time.
You think Jeff's trying to say you guys are arguing so he doesn't feel like he's solely alone?
No, I don't. I do. We argue all the time. I'm not. That has nothing to do with it.
We don't argue at all.
They bicker a lot. They do. About little things. Y'all do. Well,
Point it out next time. Point it out next time.
I will. I do sometimes, and you don't even notice it.
I think you're wrong.
No, you don't, and it's usually about the kids or something.
Andy oblivious to it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know when I'm arguing.
Yeah, it's just part of your life, though. Y'all just disagree. You're going to disagree. You can't have two people with kids and not fucking disagree about shit. It's nothing major.
Oh.
It's just little shit, but that y'all do. Y'all sound like me and Michelle do.
Glad to know what you think about my relationship with my wife, Jeff. I wonder if this buck ever made it back to where he...
it didn't. So I showed the map of him. Was that yours or mine? It's mine.
That was mine, yeah. Trying to give away some stuff. But it never did show. So, like, once he got to where he was going, that was his destination.
Do they know it was actually on the deer, or did, like, something pick it up?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I don't know. See, they had a map, like, where he was actively walking and then where he, like, bedded down for the night, but I can't find that map.
That's like, have you ever seen the kind of the same deal, but they put them on those eagles in, like, Russia? And those fuckers fly from, like, northern Russia down to, like, freaking the tip of Africa and then back and forth and all shit. It's wild.
What it fascinates me about that Russian shit has nothing to do with the deer. It's them fucking eagles they hunt with over there.
Oh, yeah.
Them fuckers just...
They're huge.
Yeah, and they fucking hit those little goats and shit they chase after them.
Oh, shit, what the hell is it? I forget what they're called, but they're like the mini deer looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the coos deer or whatever the hell. What's the little deer y'all have on the Sika deer?
Sika deer.
Yeah, they're not real big, are they?
No. It's...
Like 80, 90 pounds?
Yeah.
What's the little things called? The dick-dicks?
Dick-dicks, yeah.
Yeah, those little old deer?
They're in Africa, I think.
Yeah. That's the one place I would not want to go.
Africa?
I have no desire.
There ain't nothing. And one time I'd like to see the pyramids.
Yeah.
We had an Uber driver this last one of our trips. Anyways, I can't remember where I was at. But anyways, we was talking to this guy, and it was about he was Egyptian, and he said something about Barack Obama being a Muslim lover. I mean, right off the bat, I thought, oh, this is my kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because, when you get somebody from Egypt, you don't know which side you're going to be on.
Right. You got to tread waters lightly.
Yeah, so I was kind of watching what I say, and, boy, he jumped right on that shit, boy. Now they screw up everything.
He probably heard your accent, and he's like, this motherfucker. You know,
I was going to the airport, so it was in Dallas anyways. But he just, boy, Obama, he's a Muslim lover. I was like, God almighty. But anyways, we were talking about going to Egypt. But that's a place when I was little, I thought, man, I'd love to see the pyramids one day. But there's nothing in Africa. People that go on safaris and stuff, God bless you. There's nothing about going there that the only foreign country I would really like to go to now is I'd like to go to the Highlands of Scotland.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Scotland or Ireland.
That's
those
it.
Two places.
That would be my two places too.
Maybe Greece. I think that'd be cool.
For me and Michelle's 500th anniversary, we talked about going to Normandy. And I would
500.
Well, it just feels that way. I would like to go to the beaches in Normandy. I would love to see the Normandy, and I would really, really enjoy that. But that's the only part of France I'd want to go to.
I have a buddy that goes to Africa every year, and I've met his friend that's got a big hunting operation in South Africa, and he tries to get me to come out every year, and I just...
You can't drive there, so you ain't going.
Well, that, and I don't know, I could probably fly on a plane for, 15, 17 hours.
There's no way I can do that shit.
But, I mean, it's no different than me sitting in the truck.
There's a big fucking difference. You can get out and take a piss and stretch your legs.
You can take a piss on an airplane.
I don't want to do a 15-hour flight. You told me that 6-hour flight that you took was enough.
It was pretty rough.
Okay, so you're sitting here. You're speaking on both sides of your mouth,
Jeff,
Andy.
6 hours?
Yeah, it was
that's
6
not too
hours. We had been stuck in an airport since 11 o'clock the night before.
This is just your recent trip.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
The longest I've ever been on planes 8 hours. That was fucking enough.
Where was that to?
To Alaska.
Oh.
I just don't care. Me and Michelle are going to end up going to Ireland and Scotland, maybe this summer or next summer. But I want to go there. That's one place I really want to go, and the only thing that's held me back has been the flight time.
Do first class.
Yeah, might as well just let's just rent a G5 and do it ourselves on a private jet. We take
Well, I
everybody.
mean, I'm
know
being
enough
realistic
people who
here.
can borrow a plane.
First class flights, $3,600 a seat. I ain't paying $7,200.
But
to
have
fly.
you seen the seats?
I don't give a shit.
Sure. Look at
First
that.
of all, what?
Look at that.
Yeah,
You're telling me you couldn't do 18 hours.
I'm flying first class when we go to Cancun
That.
this year.
Yeah, but Jeff, that's fucking 3 hours. That's just a wider seat is all first class is there. But like, listen, ever since my travels of seeing how first class actually does it on American, look at that. You're telling me like you got a little TV right here, you lay down. They serve booze in first class.
I ain't paying $3,600 if I can see. First of all, how would I explain to your mom she's back in coach and I'm in first class? That's the first thing we'd have a problem with.
He didn't say he was going to buy both of them.
Yeah, we're only one of us is flying first class. Every time I've flown first class, I've gotten screwed, and it's been just a wider seat.
That's all it is on domestic flights. But on
Yeah.
those international flights, like that doesn't look terrible.
That's a fucking desk.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to. I'm not. I have.
2 years
I'm not paying
ago,
that much money to fly first class.
2 years ago when I flew home from here for Christmas, I got first class in United. I mean, it was good. The seat, like Andy said, the seat was a little bit
Seat's a
bigger.
little bit
You had,
wider.
kind of a recliner style. Food was really good. Free drinks. That was worth it.
I wonder if that would be one of the flights where they would serve like an actual meal.
Yeah, they
Surely
would. If you're flying
15
overseas,
hours.
yes, they would.
Oh, like overseas travel?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
you'd
you'll
have
get
all-
like a full course meal.
Yeah.
I think you get
full
2
blown
meals.
2 meals
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to feed you. They're going to take care of you on that stuff.
for $3,600 a seat. They better.
No shit. And whack you off while they're doing it. We
That's true.
we went to when we go to Cancun. Listen to this. We're flying back on Spirit. We broke up our trips. We're going down in America and we're flying back
On
Spirit.
Spirit?
I hate flying Spirit. I don't give a shit if we get stranded in Mexico a couple more days.
Wow,
We
that's
ain't got no reason. Me and Michelle are good that way. Andy and Jesse, my in-laws, woo, they get 2 or 3 extra days. They're not going to be real happy. But when we fly Spirit, we're flying first class on Spirit because we paid the extra. They got the best deal in the world. You get a fucking fat boy seat up front, and it costs $25 extra each way. Why the
Yeah,
hell
it's
would you not
bad.
do that? If it was $100 extra, it'd be worth it.
I flew Spirit one time, and it wasn't terrible, but getting on the fucking plane was the worst part. Like, there's just so many people. It was jam-packed, and that's the only thing I didn't like about it.
I've flown Spirit 3 times. I went to Vegas one time.
Yeah.
Not an issue at all. We went somewhere else, and we flew Spirit one time, and it wasn't much of a problem. We flew to Cancun one time. Going down there was perfect. Coming home, we got to stay an extra day in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oops.
That was a fucking pain in the ass. And I swore I'd never fly it again, and now I'm flying again.
Now you got
If you fly Spirit, it ain't going to take long, and you're going to have a shitty experience.
That's right.
When we flew home from Cancun this summer, our plane was full. Going down there, it was half full. Coming back home, it was packed. Everybody that was going down there had either flown Spirit or flown Southwest. Southwest's getting real bad about canceling flights, too.
Really?
Yeah.
$4,000. Well, that's round trip.
Well, still. Well,
Round-
you jump on that then.
$4,000 round trip
So your next flight you're taking
to
is...
Scotland?
to Glasgow.
Yeah. What's the regular?
I don't even know.
Oh, you
I
just
I
didn't even look it
listen,
up.
I just did first class, Jeff.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's all Andy's going to look at.
That's all I look at.
Don't you think Scotland would be an interesting place to go?
I do. Yeah, I would love to go. I was watching. The dive bomb guys were over there.
Yeah.
Shooting pink feet.
I don't care about going hunting up there. I just want to go see
looked
all
cool,
the old castles and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool as hell.
No, it looked cool, and they drive on the wrong side of the road. Also,
You and Jesse want to go with us?
no.
Well, that's kind of rude, wasn't it? I was going to pay for your trip to go with us to Scotland.
Jeff,
this
I
summer,
only
and you
fly.
don't
I
wanna
only
go?
fly first class.
You can buy your own
international.
ticket.
But in St. Lucia, they drove on the wrong side of the road. Also,
Yeah.
it freaks you the fuck out. Have you ever done that?
No.
Almost
my
got killed in
God.
fucking Jamaica doing that. You go walk across the street,
Yeah.
and
You're not safe on what you think you should be safe
because
on.
you just look the same way like you always do. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Somebody, you know, and they
Fuck.
Baba Claude.
But they did. Like, they took us off from our helicopter and took us, and it was the wrong side of the road. And, like, traffic's whizzing by us, and, like...
You ever been on a trip where you fucking took a helicopter to your hotel?
No.
Me fucking either. Fucking
That's some first
Andy
class
Big
shit
Dog
right
Shaver
there.
over here. I'm telling you.
Jeff, listen, I can't take it with me. I can't take this with me. I'm all about the experience now. I'm all about the experience.
Boy, I've got a surprise for y'all when I die.
What's that?
I've gotten into this thing now where when I go to the bank and I get cash, I get me hundreds in $1. I get $101 bills with the old wrapping on them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing with all my cash now. Is I'm every time I go down, I'm getting hundreds. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of money put back, and it's not going to be that much money. It's going to look like a bunch. And you're going to think, where the fuck do we come up with $65,000 in $1 bills?
That's not even feasible. Like, that's not even responsible.
There's a lot of things you can do with $65,000
Why?
worth of ones.
Because you're taking up a whole bunch of space. Where are you going to store $65,000 in one?
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
I hope I have a whole lot more than that one
It's
day.
aesthetically pleasing, though.
Yeah, it just looks good. Open it up, and you feel like you're a drug cartel doing your.
Well, that's like you go to a strip club and you like, give me $100 in ones. You got a fucking rack of 100
It's a
ones.
lot of bills.
You walk in that dark ass room, those women can't tell what those bills are. They're like, oh shit. And
I
they
had a buddy
flock
of mine
you.
used to
They
put
flock
20s
in.
on the outside
Oh
of his
yeah,
stack
you
of
have
hundreds
to.
and
You
put the 20s.
No, I did it one time when I was guiding snow goose hunts. You just roll 100 on the outside, and they're like, "Oh damn!"
Mm-hmm.
And all the fucking local like everyday goers get pissed off, and they're like, "It was just fucking
Hogging all the
dry."
action.
Yeah.
I was at a strip bar in Wisconsin one time. Had one stripper.
Oh,
Oh.
Let me tell you something.
Wisconsin doesn't even sound like
We
a
s-
fun place for a strip club.
We stopped at. That's where the Bean Snappers. What's the name of that place outside of Green Bay? I love their signs. I think it's Bean Snappers.
Oh, I don't remember.
They have the best signs ever. It's a strip club called the Bean Snapper.
The Bean
The Bean
Snapper.
Snapper, and I laughed every time I'd seen that.
The
I
worst,
told Michelle, I said, I knew if they sold a shirt, we'd go in there just so I could buy a shirt that said the Bean Snapper.
the worst strip
it is
club
Bean
ever.
Snapper Gentlemen's Club,
Bean Snapper Gentlemen's Club.
Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yep, that's it.
Jeez.
But anyways, Wisconsin, this was in the upper woods around Mercer or Hurley, and it was like they had one stripper, and me and a couple of buddies of mine were driving up there. This was like 30 years ago, and we stopped there, and he was like, "Hey, let's have a beer." He said, "Oh shit, there's a strip club. We'll stop at this local strip club." So, anyways, we got us a beer. I go, "Where's the dancers at?" And they have a homemade fucking stage with a pole on it. And that guy said, "Hold on. Merle, tell your old lady somebody's out here." And Merle walked outside and hollered, and this old fucking gal got up there, and she was rough before. She was way rough. She got up there and danced, and I was like, God almighty, I was so embarrassed. He's like, "Work that pole, girl. Work that pole."
The worst one I ever been to was on the northeast side of Devil's Lake, North Dakota.
I can imagine that being rough.
And you pull up to it. It's a biker bar. is
Yeah,
what it
most of
looks
them
like.
are.
And you pull up. It was called, what the hell was it? Willie's Roadhouse or something like that. And you walk in there and like you come to this room and they got a little bar area and there's some like really weird fucking people standing there. But you walk through and like the tables are like, you know, like cookout tables with like plastic white chairs, and the stage is plywood, but it's sanded down, so it's got that real nice,
Yeah.
good sheen to
little
it.
sheen to it, yeah.
And there was one girl that was, you know, decently good looking, and she was like, I just go to college down the road, and it's easy money, and these fucking hunters that come up here, they just pay whatever. I was like, well, yeah,
Well,
that's good.
that's me.
So you're having a
I
conversation.
had a conversation with her,
Okay.
yes.
You want to talk to your stripper a little bit. I mean,
Right.
you don't want to.
Not Merle's old lady.
Well, everybody, it kept getting busier and busier, and like I was like, what the fuck's going on? They were like, oh, she's coming. And I was like, who the fuck's coming? And this lady walks in, and she probably had to be mid-50s, Mexican lady. Really good looking, but just fucking wild. And like people come there every Saturday night to come watch her dance, and then they're like, all right, let's go get dinner and go home. It's like,
Was she bankrolling?
oh, fuck, man. I don't know, like she would walk around the crowd and give people hugs and like, oh, it's good to see you again. Can't wait to see you next week, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, God, damn, they take this shit serious
How's
up
John's
here.
chemo going? Well, good. I'm glad to hear about him. We've got him on the
Pretty
prayer list at
much.
church.
Oh, man. That was a fucking place. I think it's closed now. At least somebody said it was closed.
Well, this place I went to probably is not open anymore.
Yeah.
No, it is. The Bean Snapper opens Wednesday at 5.
No, I was talking
5
about
p.m.?
the rough place that I was at, wherever the hell I was at, in the backwoods of northern Wisconsin.
That's
I
the
thought you
Bean
said the
Snapper.
Bean
No,
Snapper.
the Bean Snapper is the one outside of Green Bay.
Oh.
The one that we went to was like a salvage yard, post office, and strip club put in together. It was a rough. I'm telling you, the guy working that was worked there or something. His old lady come out of a fucking double wide behind the bar and come up and danced, and then went back and took care of her kids. It was horrible. I mean, then you feel obligated, like you should.
Yeah, you got to pay.
You ask, where's the dancers? Where's the strippers? Then you feel like you owe her some money.
Right.
And then,
At least 100.
I didn't have $100. That's fucking college then. I'm fucking lucky to have $5. If I gave her $5, that's more than I would give most people. But I probably felt bad. But you felt obligated. You owed her some money.
Yeah, she would not have left the comforts of her home. The Bean Snapper 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. Veterans Day, the hours may be different. So if you're going to the Bean Snapper
put the
on
Bean
Veterans
Snapper
Day,
up on the high, on the big
What's
screen
the
here.
reviews on the Bean Snapper?
3.8 out of 24 Google reviews.
That's not bad.
Not bad for
The Bean Snapper. There it is. I mean, they had ads all over the place. Dan Reese, I bet he's been there twice.
probably. Appleton's original Performing Arts Center.
Performing Arts Center, they call
That
it.
that is a nice way.
Yes.
You are sugaring up your occupation. I'm not a stripper. I'm a performing arts dancer.
There is somebody right now today that's having coffee in Olathe, Kansas, that's talking about their granddaughter, and they're like, yeah,
She's a performance arts
she's
dancer.
performing arts. She's an art performer, I guess. Oh. And then she walks out the door, and another old lady's like, yeah, that old bitch that old slut's a stripper.
The Bean Snapper. It's never good whenever your Bean Snapper images has a shitty look from Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's yeah, I don't know.
Well, the girl on the left right there in the picture, the one to the left, next one over to the left,
yeah.
that girl right there,
She's performing arts.
that gal right there was not working at the place we went to in Wisconsin.
Right. So the Bean Snapper in Appleton, Wisconsin is
But is that not a cool freaking name for a damn strip club?
Bean Snapper? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. It's different for sure.
Now, I can tell you the scariest place I've ever been to that was a strip club, or not a strip club, it was a strip club, gentleman's club, rub and tug, whorehouse and everything, was in San Jose, Mexico, I think was the name of the town, and it was outside of Puerto Vallarta. And if you watch Narcos, in the places they do mass killings of people, that's where it took place at. We just were too stupid to know it. And me and some buddies of mine, and I'm not going to say their names because John Miley would kill me probably. But anyways, me and him and a couple other guys, we rented a Jeep when we was in Puerto Vallarta. And John tells me this. He's like, man, it'd be cool. We go to whorehouse and get a T-shirt. Like we were going to fucking Hooters. That's really what we was going to do. We didn't do anything else. That's the honest to God truth. There was nothing else there. I'm thinking back now, what the fuck? We think we were going to Hooters?
Yeah.
Some T-shirts there. We walked into this place, and they had cement slab tables. I mean, tables were poured out of fucking homemade concrete tables. And it was outside, and we were there, and it was still daylight when we were there, and we had a beer, and we got the fuck out of there. But that was the scariest place I've ever been to. And the cement walls all had broken glass on top, like where you couldn't crawl out or crawl in, but I think it was so you couldn't crawl the fuck out.
Did you get your T-shirt?
I don't even know if they knew what T-shirts were.
Oh.
They didn't speak very good English.
That's funny.
It was a rough place. But
I don't think I'd want to go to a strip club in a foreign country.
But looking back,
Well, it depends.
Not Mexico.
Crazy Horse in Paris, France. Sing about it in Girls, Girls, Girls in Motley Crue.
Would you go to the red light district?
In Amsterdam? If you were a single man.
I would. Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, what?
I'd just go.
What?
To
Now,
get a
hold
T-shirt
on.
and a picture.
Yeah.
But it's like sex shows, isn't it? Or is that where the prostitutes are?
That's where the prostitute. They probably do everything there.
Yeah,
You
I
can
think
probably
it's
get
everything.
psychedelic brownies and everything there.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
that sounds
never
fun.
But
Drink absinthe. I don't know.
I have some of that at the
Just
house.
got some of that.
Like the actual.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'll bring it out
terrible.
here if you want to taste some or if you haven't.
Terrible. And it's
Have you
not.
ever had it?
No.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
It's not a mental trip like you would think.
That's what I'm saying.
so
I'm
I
talking
don't know.
about like the
Absinthe.
shit.
Yeah.
I said I have it. I
shit.
think I gave it to your father-in-law.
No, I think it's still on top of your abstinence. Is that it? It's like
Yep.
with a TH, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's green. I bought some because I thought, fuck, I want to try that and see what it's like.
I thought,
One sip, and that was it.
didn't they say the real shit like glows almost? Like the one that sends you on like a fucking trip.
It'll really screw you up, I think.
No, I'm good.
But that place was a rough. But you know, I was probably 20, 21 maybe when we went there. A bunch of us, and looking back now, it's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, we drove all through the mountains of all those towns where all the drug cartels and shit, all that crap is.
Just driving.
And it was going and that was the early 90s. Yeah. We rented a Jeep.
Back when the shit was going wild.
Fuck yeah, we were driving all over them towns fucking, hey, amigo, you know, fuck. Just stupid.
I'm like, who are these two fucking gringos?
We're the kind of people you hear about that you read in the New York Times.
Two American citizens killed by
4 dumbass white kids. You know?
It's like Dad he either got a T-shirt himself or somebody he knew stopped at the Bunny Ranch there in
Vegas.
Vegas. Outside, or it's in the desert.
Yeah.
Moonlight Vegas.
Moonlight Bunny Ranch.
Yeah.
And got a T-shirt. He wears it a lot. He likes it.
I gagged Linda Lovelace.
I forget what the hell it
You know what that
says.
means, Andy?
No.
Linda Lovelace is the chick in Deep Throat. That was the actress.
Bill Clinton? Bill Clinton thing?
No. There was an actual porno called
Deep Throat?
Deep Throat. It was the first big one. And there used to be a shirt that say, I gagged Linda Lovelace.
Oh.
Because she was the one.
I need
It
to
wouldn't do
find
no
that
good for you
shirt.
millennials to wear that shit.
This here says that abstinence does not make you hallucinate. The belief that abstinence caused hallucination was started in a large part by a 19th century psychiatrist named Valentin Magnin. Magnin studied alcoholics and wrongly concluded that the chronic abstinent drinker had a more serious health complications such as hallucinations and seizures
It was probably the opium dens they were in where they were drinking the
than
abstinence.
other chronic drinkers. He believed that wormwood oil, later specifically thujone, a compound in wormwood oil, caused these hallucinations and seizures.
What-
So it...
Well, my whole fucking life's a lie then.
Yeah, exactly. No, because in that movie with Johnny Depp, From Hell, I think he drinks abstinent,
does.
where he's chasing down Jack the
yeah.
Ripper.
Yep.
I think he drank that and like hallucinated, but this here says that's not true.
That's a mystery they're never going to ever solve.
Jack the Ripper said he was a doctor.
That they
most
don't
likely.
know, most likely. That's what I'm saying. They're never going to know who he
They
was.
said he was
I think
in-
he was a royal family. A lot of people did too.
Some people also think that he came over to America.
Yeah, and was in Boston or New York. They one of the things about it, one of his things is he would give these prostitutes grapes.
Right.
Grapes.
And
Yes.
grapes was a rich person's. Not everybody had them. You had to be wealthy to have grapes. Any kind of fruit, basically fresh fruit, and the grapes. And they would eat because they would find these ladies. They'd cut them open and they'd have grapes in their stomach, trying to find out what they were. I'll tell you what. You
That's
watch
fucking weird.
that time. It was a barbaric time in our country or
Well,
in the
yeah.
world. I mean, just
I think that was the last of the dark times.
I think you're right.
everything was.
What time,
I'm
what
watching.
time period was that?
Late 1880s.
Okay.
Is that right? 1880s.
I've never watched
To
any
early
movies or nothing.
1910s. Maybe
It was probably the late 1800s. Probably. I think that was the last of the dark times. In my 1888.
Yeah, those kids lived, man. If you were poor and you lived in the
Everybody was poor.
That's true.
it
Even the
was-
good people didn't have a lot. They lived a whole lot better than some of them did. Even in New York City in that time, it was bad. You ever see? Is it The Gangs of New York?
Yes,
It's a great movie.
Oh, that's
with Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yeah.
And the goofy dude, the guy that was in Deadwood.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
What wasn't the guy? The guy from Deadwood isn't in that.
I know Daniel Day-Lewis is the main bad guy.
Look it up. See, is he the one with the black mustache and stuff?
Yes.
Okay, then it's not. I thought it was the guy from Deadwood. That guy's a great actor.
I don't.
What?
No, I haven't seen Deadwood.
We're gonna put a spin on some other people's. They always have the top. They're Mount Rushmore. We're gonna do kind of a Logan and them deal. Best character ever on TV
On TV?
or in a series.
In a series.
Not a movie. A series TV. I think Frank Gallagher from Shameless.
Tony Soprano.
I was
Very
gonna say
good one
Tony
too.
Soprano.
Very good one. I think on The Sopranos the best character though was Paulie.
Yeah.
I like Paulie.
Did you
Yeah.
watch the new one? Saints of Newark. I liked it, and I think they're fixing to have a series on it. It's coming out. But Paulie's in it in his younger years. But I sure like Paulie. I think
another
and Cosmo Kramer is a great character, and I think Radar O'Reilly from MASH was one of them. I mean, there's some, but there's just shows that really.
Me and my dad watch MASH all the time.
And Woody from Cheers.
Yeah. What's another one?
But Frank Gallagher to me is the best character
You know, I've
in any
never
series.
seen
Oh,
Shameless.
I've not
that's
seen
a
it
great
either.
show. That's a great series.
seen it.
If you ever watch it, you'll say just
like-
a tremendous athlete
I like
actor.
watching I like watching House too.
I don't know what that is even.
House.
The with the doctor and stuff.
I've never seen it.
Really? That's pretty good. I can't remember his name.
My favorite series is Rescue Me, so I like Dennis Leary.
Oh, he's great.
Rescue Me was pretty
But
good.
Lou is
Lou's
as
funny.
good a character as he is. That's a great series too.
They could not make that today. They said faggot and all, well, one guy had a gay son, and then I think his wife died, and then like he commits suicide. But
Well, you just ruined it for everybody who's going to go watch the whole damn series now.
yeah,
The
that's
best
later
one is the black midget that's on there that's in Bad Santa.
Yeah, he's
Little
fun.
thigh-high bastard. No, he's great.
I wonder if he's dead. Midgets don't last very long in this world, unfortunately.
No, he's got to be.
I saw the
last thing.
funniest thing yesterday. Rico Abreu is a sprint car driver, and he's
The
a
midget.
midget. And he's a really good sprint car racer. Hey, he has a picture of him and Kyle Larson, who just won the NASCAR championship
That's a
yesterday.
bad son of a
He
bitch.
is a bad son of a bitch. Worst thing ever happened to whoever he raced for was him saying the N-word, because then he switched over to Hendricks and just won the championship. But he can drive a fucking a Flintstone car and win, because I
Yeah.
watch him sprint car racing all the time. He's my favorite sprint car racer. Anyways, he's got a picture of Rico Abreu and him from, I guess, 5 or 6 years. And Rico Abreu said, I'm going to tell my kids when they get older that this is Wee Man and Johnny Depp or Johnny
Knoxville.
Knoxville. And I laughed hard. I thought, that guy's got a good sense of humor. You know, he knows he's a midget.
That's fucking.
Because I've been thinking about reaching out to him, because I communicate with him some on Instagram and I was thinking, or Facebook, and I was thinking about asking him about being on the podcast. I thought, I don't know about that. Then after that, I thought, he's got a pretty good personality.
probably
Maybe I'll
would.
talk to him about it.
Get him in studio.
Did you ever see anything about H.H. Holmes, America's first serial killer, up in
No.
Chicago?
Was he the doctor guy that had the house that killed all
Yeah,
of
so
them?
he would get the World Fair was there.
Right.
Well, I mean, it had everybody from all over the world. So
Yeah.
back then you weren't in constant communications with your loved ones. So
You just
like,
disappeared.
if you went missing, you just fucking went missing. So like he was building a house, and it had like, I think they did some of the shit about the barber, Sweeney Todd. I think it's kind of loosely about this guy, but like it
Yeah.
had like false trap floors, and like you just fucking fall. But what he would do is he'd kill these people, and then like he'd put like the castle was being built, so he'd like put them in the walls, and then they just pour cement over them, and then they'd never find them. But he was America's first serial killer, was in Chicago, H.H. Holmes, and it says Leonardo DiCaprio. They're going to do a movie about him. I'll tell you a movie I'm excited to see: House of Gucci.
House of
She was
Gucci.
she was a wicked bitch.
It's got Lady
Lady
Gaga
Gaga.
in it. I mean, it looks like a.
Pull it up.
I'll pull it up, but it looks like it's going to be a fantastic movie. The Gucci's were cutthroat, evidently.
Against each other.
Yeah, it was not a harmonious.
She either paid people to kill some people, or she did it. Just from looking at the previews of it, I'm not going to go watch it. I ain't supporting them liberal fuckers.
You're not going to watch it, Jeff.
No,
It looks like a
probably
good
not.
movie.
If it comes out on Netflix or something.
I hope they do. I hope every movie is like that from now on.
It was a name that sounded so sweet, so seductive.
She's really a good actress, though.
She is. Who'd have thought?
Synonymous with words, style.
Lady Gaga.
But that name was a curse too. Your name is in the history books.
It's got Al Pacino. That's fucking Jared Leto. Jesus.
Oh, that's my next wife right there.
Salma Hayek.
Salma, she's hot.
That's crazy that Jared Leto.
I don't know. This looks pretty good.
The taggings just don't go away. We got so many stories to tell.
Well, I mean, and then it like turns dark here. Once they make it. That's crazy. That's fucking Jared Leto.
For everybody that's listening, you can go to our YouTube. The actual trailer's up there.
Consider myself to be a particularly ethical person, but I am fair.
So
So what's the story about? Does she kill off the other Gucci or something?
I don't know what the story is, but it looks like a good movie that
I
I
feel
want.
like I gotta
I want to
watch it.
find out more about.
I can honestly tell you, I've never owned anything Gucci that I know of. I don't even think my wife has anything Gucci.
I got a pair of Gucci boxers one time in high school. I think it was for a Halloween costume.
I've never ever. I don't think we have. Michelle's got a lot of Louis Vuitton shit. I guess I can make a movie about them next.
Gucci
Right.
was founded in 1921 by Gucci. Talk about
His parents
Gucci. That fucking lazy ass parents didn't even want to.
Gucci, oh Gucci.
claim Giuseppe.
Call them 3 G's.
Who was the other? What was the other fashion guy that got murdered?
Oh, the guy that got killed by the gay dude in
Yeah. Versace.
Versace. Yeah, Johnny Versace. That is a great series.
On
that
FX?
that was a cool show.
I didn't watch it.
What was the name of that show?
It was Versace. It was
yeah, but
the murder.
They had an actual name of it. I can't remember what it was. Jeffrey. His name was Jeffrey something. But anyways, that was a big manhunt. And they were looking for him, and
They got good
He-
smelling cologne.
he killed the guy that was gonna. Oh, I do have some Gucci cologne. I do have that. He was gonna kill the guy that was gonna build the new. They were gonna build a building in Chicago that was gonna be taller than the World Trade Centers. And the architect that had it designed and stuff, this kid, he was gay and he was married and he was hiding behind his wife. This kid got him turned on and tied his hands behind his back and placed cement bags on him, bags of Quikrete till he suffocated. And I can't remember the freaking name of that dude.
It wasn't a. It wasn't
It was a serial killer, but he also killed Johnny Versace. The same kid did.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I could find that.
look it up. It's a pretty interesting
American
story.
Crime Story.
That's
American
it.
Crime Story,
Yes.
because they also did one on OJ.
What's his name? Jeffrey? Was it Jeffrey something?
The name of the person that made it?
The one that's about.
Oh,
Because he was a poor kid in Chicago, and he was he married a kid that was a sailor. Or
Andrew
some shit.
Cunanan?
Andrew Cunanan.
Cunanan?
Yeah. Yep, that's it. Yep.
the assassination
Giovanni-
of Gianni.
Yep.
Gianni Versace was shot to death on his front steps
Yep.
in Miami. Motherfucker!
Right by where you were at.
Are you
Right where you're at,
serious?
yeah.
Fuck me running. I should have gone and seen that. That would have been cool to see.
What do you want to see?
Where he got shot.
What the?
I want to see fucking Versace's
Okay,
house.
you went to New York. Did you go where John Lennon was killed?
I don't give a shit about John Lennon. I did go by because Steve Jobs had just died whenever we were there for our honeymoon, and I went to his little tribute. It's touching. Everybody put a little apple there for him.
What do you think about what's the kid's name that's knocked up the Kardashian girl that had the fucking fucked up concert?
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. Yeah, they say he's a devil worshiper. They say he's into all that shit. He's a fucked up. That's a fucked up deal, anyways. And they think there's maybe a serial killer in the loose in Houston that was injecting people with some kind of drug.
I saw something like that. They were at like a
Yeah.
rave or something, and he was just going by jabbing
It
people.
wasn't at a rave. It was this.
It was
at a concert.
Yeah, and they thought everybody died of suffocation. Well, it wasn't suffocation. It was
Suffocation?
Yeah, they were trampled on the stage, and
Oh.
Travis Scott or whatever it was like hollering everybody to come up. Some girl goes on stage and she's pointing to him. She's like, they're trampling these people. Blah blah blah. They bitch, get off the stage, and they throw her off the stage and stuff. But they think that someone in the crowd was jabbing people with an injection.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck. That's terrible.
Yeah. Can you? First of all, I don't
So-
even know who Travis Scott is.
Okay, I want to go back to Gucci real quick.
Okay.
Maurizio Gucci was an Italian businessman and one-time head of the Gucci fashion house. He was the son of Rodolfo Gucci and grandson of Guccio Gucci,
Rodolfo.
whoever. And his wife, I guess Lady Gaga, put out a hit, and
So now
Shot
there's
him.
no reason to watch the fucking movie. You just ruined it for everybody, Andy.
it's a fucking history lesson,
Yeah.
Jeff. It's on Wikipedia. I'm hardly breaking news here.
That's true.
Well, he's going to die in the end.
1995, yeah. So
Who
be
is
looking-
Selma Hayek playing?
I don't know.
She is a good-looking lady.
So is Lady Gaga.
I think I like Selma Hayek better.
Lady Gaga, she's
She's an odd hot.
Didn't she wear the fucking meat dress or
Yes.
some shit?
I don't fucking
yes, she did the
Weird bitch.
the meat dress.
know. I like steak.
I like steak, bitch. I'll take it off of you. We'll get a little, what's that,
True.
like a little Brazilian.
Yeah, we
we'll
just-
just take it off and, put my little flag up, and I'll pull a little meat off of your
It's a
dress.
whole,
And
it's a whole new meaning to edible underwear.
It was raw meat. You don't even like tartare.
I love tartare.
You did like it then?
Oh, I loved it, Jeff.
Because we made it up here.
I ate every ounce of it.
Okay.
It was delicious. Delicious, Jeff. But evidently there was family feuds and all. It looks like a good movie. I'm going to go watch it.
It's a typical rich family, and by the second or third generation, they're all fucked up. The Kennedys, look at them.
My poor kids don't stand a chance,
true.
Jeff.
I mean, every wealthy family, they get to about the third generation, things go to shit. Because greed steps in. The person that made the money, that had the vision, that worked hard to get everything, they've given it to their kids. And their kids have been spoiled because they had more than the dad did. But then the third generation, them little fuckers don't know nothing about it.
It's true.
Look at what's the gay dude's name on CNN?
I don't know. I don't watch
Anderson Cooper?
Anderson Cooper, there you go. Perfect example.
What did he do wrong?
He's a
successful,
Vanderbilt.
man. But he's a successful guy.
He's fucked up.
He's gay. That's his only and he works for CNN, so
Anderson Cooper's gay.
Oh,
I
big
didn't
time
know
gay.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit he's gay. He's
I
just a
didn't know he
weird
was a
dude.
Vanderbilt.
He's a liberal fucker. Oh, yeah, he's Cornelius Vanderbilt's
But at that point,
he's Gloria Vanderbilt's daughter. She was so it'd been his great-grandfather was Cornelius Vanderbilt.
at that point, how much of the pie is still left?
There's a shitload of money
A lot.
left.
Like, how many times has it been split?
Yeah, they got a lot of it. They had a lot of pie to split.
I mean, you got to think. It just all depends how big your family is.
Big enough that they own the Biltmore house. They had, and the Breakers, a bunch of that's theirs. They had a lot of money. And you know what? That's a story of a man. I've read that. That's a great book called The Commodore. That guy started out with a fucking boat taking legal and illegal shipping crap across to Long Island.
Right.
From Long Island to New York.
How much do you want to bet? How much do you want to guess he inherited from his mother?
Who?
Anderson Cooper.
Not very much, because I know that was one of their family deals.
$1.5 million.
Yeah.
So,
But his name-
evidently,
That's 1.5 million more than I got.
First of all,
true.
though, he also has had a life of luxury he's grew up with.
That's true.
Plus,
Yeah, he's never had to
plus
worry
he
about
had doors opened up for him.
he was put on third base.
yes,
at
big
birth.
time. What is it what's the coach say? You know, the problem with you is you were
You act
born
like
on
you hit
third
a
base
triple.
and you act like you hit a triple. And that's
Right.
that's him. He didn't grow up poor by any means.
But he's not leaving his son any inheritance. His mom didn't leave him any, so he's not going to leave his
But
son.
he's going to leave him a house
But,
on.
like, what doors are automatically open
Yeah.
because you were
Just amenities and all that kind of shit.
Well, sure. I mean, like you're going to be able to go to any college that you want in the
Yeah.
country. I mean, you're going to go to the Skull and Bones fraternity or whatever the fuck that. It's Skull and Bones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yeah, but I don't know if they're taking his son.
Why?
They just may not. I don't know.
What the fuck, Skull and Bones?
That's what the
fraternity?
Bushes and stuff are members of.
Yeah. You hadn't heard? Have you seen Skull? What is it? Is it Skulls?
Skull.
Isn't it? The
Yeah,
movie?
So it's at Yale. They supposedly Prescott Bush, which would have been George W.'s grandfather, stole Geronimo's skull from his grave at Fort Sill, and they have it in glass there at their rich boy get together place.
Really?
The Bushes are members
never heard
there. Oh,
anything.
it's a pretty select group of people.
Goes
There's
all
nobody
the way
at the
to
big honker that's been a member of the Skull and
No,
Bones.
not yet.
It goes all the way to the 1830s.
Yeah.
Founding members. We can skip down a
So
little.
what's the fucking point of it?
It's
Just
just a
bunch of
big
it's a
fraternity.
rich fraternity.
They just have
Well, look
Geronimo's
at it.
skull?
I mean, it's governor of Connecticut, U.S. representative of Connecticut, district judge. That's in the 1800s. So like, I'll skip forward to like the late
Yeah. Dude, who we got in there now?
1980s. You go a little dark. We'll go to the 50s.
Go to the 60s.
Well, there's 50s and 60s right there.
You got president of all kinds of big. It's just a really well connected son. Jonathan
Kerry's
James
in
Bush.
it.
John Kerry.
John Kerry, right there.
Oh yeah, that cocksucker.
Yeah.
But like, I think they make each other like suck each other off and
George
all
W.
sorts of
Bush.
stuff. I think they do, Jeff. That way they've always got something on them. Huh? Like, listen, you screwed a goat in college. We all know about
There's a
it.
big difference between screwing a goat
Yeah.
and sucking a guy off.
Well, they make them do all. George W. Bush is in it.
What would you rather do, Andy?
Yeah, what would you choose?
Fuck a goat or screw a guy?
Yeah.
I'm fucking the goat.
Okay.
100%. 100%.
John Kerry, George Bush.
We're all in the same fraternity.
Hold on. John Kerry, George Bush, or Bill Clinton. Fuck them, kill them, and marry them. Which one you doing?
I didn't realize we were going to do a gay
You know,
F,
after-
Mary, kill.
After Logan listens to this, he's gonna call me like, Jeff, you want to take over my podcast now?
F, Mary, kill on John Kerry, George Bush, and Clinton.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill. Probably going to kill Clinton.
Oh yeah,
Because,
retaliation.
well, not just that. He's been around. STD Central, probably so. So just from a sanitary,
You think Monica's got something, gave it to him? way back
probably
when?
just from a sanitary perspective, I'm gonna kill Clinton.
Okay.
I'm gonna F Kerry, and then I'm gonna marry George W. I want to say me and George W. would like get along long term.
You're like Gabriel. I asked Gabriel this, and Gabriel always goes in depth. Y'all are going to meet
You gotta
Gabriel on
give-
Wednesday.
Well, you got to think these things through.
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah.
can't just. I mean, you can
That's
just
big
spout off
shit.
3 names. I mean,
no.
you got to think it through. I think long term, me and George W. Maybe we've got similar interests. Like
He does have a nice place in
he
Maine.
ran as a he ran as a Republican. Like I think long term, Rockefeller was in on this.
He likes to paint, doesn't he?
Oh,
likes to
okay.
paint.
I see the connection now. Go up a little bit. H.J. Hines in the 30s. That's John Kerry's father-in-law, I believe.
Oh,
No, yeah, he was the Hines. Yeah, he
Heir to
married.
the
He
Hines.
married. Okay, and he married into that family. That's who his wife is. That long-faced fucker.
but yeah, I mean it's. But just look at the. I mean,
Hold
it's state senators.
Albert Hesburgh is the first Jewish member of Skull and Bones. What's prevalent about that?
It's just a
Well, just
wealthy.
during the-
They're not taking me and you into Skull and Bones. And from what Andy said, I'm glad I'm not involved in that.
Yeah.
But it's just a bunch of rich dudes that.
Founded in 1832 until 1971, the organization published annual membership rosters. But they made a movie about it with that dude from Dawson's Creek. That's also in Dr. Death. Skulls. It was in the late 90s. It was a pretty good show. But Skull and I'm going to see what all you have to do in the Skull and Bones.
If they say suck off your buddy, then that's cut me out.
I'm a
They ought
little,
to be at Provincetown.
I'm a little worried that Andy knew that.
Yes, I am too.
Listen, I've heard enough of Alex Jones that's what they do. That's what they do to these rich.
Oh, okay.
That's what they do. They have you forever.
Dad, I want to thank you now for letting me be poor growing up. I'm gonna do that.
Not just for white dudes anymore. I'm looking. William Howard Taft was in it. A lot of people.
So they've had a couple of presidents in it.
Couple presidents.
Did Bill Clinton went to Yale, didn't he?
Don't get me lying. I'm not finding anything. A lot of dead air here, guys.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting on you to type this
Well,
up.
I
so
mean,
we can
I'm
have a conversation.
I'm
Okay.
looking.
Forgive us for this dead air. So you're playing golf tomorrow, Josh?
Yep, I got a tea time. Oh, Bucky just texted me.
Where,
Actually,
where y'all playing at Albany Country Club or
I
where?
guess I don't know wherever he's
I
a
don't know
member.
nothing about their golf course there.
They got like night vision cameras all over this place, digital video recorders, one tape recorder, a stepladder, walkie-talkies. They
For
get
what?
you. They get you.
For what?
I'm reading.
So so it's basically a fraternity though, right?
Yeah, basically just with a lot of rich people.
Well, all them colleges are that way.
Is that what it is, or is it just?
I think it's a
like
men's club type deal.
Oh, okay.
And it's I don't even know if it's a school fraternity or it's if it's a
Out of
an
school.
actual an off-campus type
Yeah.
deal. Suppose they've got a clubhouse. Supposedly Geronimo's skull is there, and I don't know what the significance of that is, but supposedly they took his skull, and George Prescott Bush did it, or I think it wasn't George Prescott Bush. It was whatever's Prescott Bush.
But I mean, this is just showing that like when you're in that fraternity, you're made for life. Like you've always got somebody. You're just a phone call away from somebody that's in power. Just like the guy from Heinz that was in this fraternity. Everybody that is associated with him in the Skull and Bones, like they could call him at any time, and
It's like being a member of Congress
They're obligated to help,
right.
I guess, to some extent.
or to blackmail you.
Well, that's true.
After you suck that guy off.
Yeah. They're kind of losing their deal there because a lot of people don't care no more.
Yeah.
25% of people, nobody
ahead.
gives a shit. He sucked us off. Boy, I did all 4 of you, remember? They don't care.
I'm just gonna widen my fan base.
Yeah.
Did you see Dave Portnoy's coming under attack?
Oh,
Yeah, I
big
saw
time.
something.
For
I
They're
didn't-
rough
coming
sex.
after him.
I didn't read anything into it.
They took Business Insider 8 months to write this story. They got 2 girls. One, it was a he said, she said. So he came out and he refuted it on his Instagram.
Right.
He said there was a little bit that tipped me off as to who it was, because there's a little bit in the article that she slept on the couch after sex. And he said that kind of rang some bells. Basically what happened is this girl had reached out to him about having sex, coming to Nantucket, whatever, hanging out. So they have sex.
Right.
After sex, like, he starts talking to her, you know, to kill 30 minutes or so. And, like, he realizes, like, we have nothing in common, blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, she sleeps on the couch, flies home the next day. Last he's ever talked to her. Then there was another girl. She wanted to meet him at a bar. So he's like, okay, 21. Do you want to meet at a bar? I'm good
21.
Evidently, she's, like, fresh out of high school. So
Oh boy.
they have sex. And
Was she at least 18?
I think so.
Okay.
He at least still had their conversation on Instagram.
Right.
Like, you know, everything. So, like, she leaves Nantucket. Like, he messages her back, like, hey, you missing my dick yet? And she's like, oh, yeah, absolutely, and all this other stuff.
yeah.
And hey, she even says, like, hey, like, if you still want to talk afterwards, here's my number. We can get together anytime. So he's like, she's saying that she's mentally unstable because she had a terrible sexual experience with me, and, like, I chain whipped her and all this other stuff, but, like, she's still wanting to carry on in a relationship with me. So, like, obviously it wasn't that bad of a deal.
He chain whipped her?
Or not that, but I mean, he said it was all consensual. I never did anything that both of us weren't agreeing to do. Am I into kinky sex? Yes. Like, it's always consensual though. But, like, he's like, I've at least got, out of one of the girls, I've at least got our conversation thread. And, like, at no point is she ever like, last night was terrible, fuck you, you did this to me. Like, she was always wanting to, you know, see me again if we would have. But he's like, this other girl, it's her word against mine.
Everybody that's done something, anybody that's went home with someone they wish they wouldn't have went home with about,
Is gonna.
you don't.
Yeah.
But you don't. If when I was younger, if we'd had text and shit, you would never text that bitch back. You'd be like, oh God, that was a big mistake. That's it. So if the girl's texting him back, it was not that big a deal,
Right.
or she wouldn't be texting.
But,
him
like,
back.
he said, I think her mom got a hold of our DMs and is, like, blowing this up bigger than it needs to be.
Well, yeah, because their fucking mom's probably like, oh, we can get some money out of this son of a
Right.
bitch.
That's
yeah.
exactly what
He
it's
just
about.
sold-
Business Insider.
Yeah.
He says Business Insider. He's had other, you know, sexual partners have come forth to him and been like, hey, just letting you know, like, they're asking me about our relationship, like how you were towards me. And so he's like, they're going after my laundry list and digging through anybody that I've had a conversation with, or maybe that I sexted. He's like, do I sext? Absolutely. Like, I've been single for most of this ride. Like, of course, you know, I'm going to see where all I can go.
But my thing is, what are they trying to get out of it?
They're just,
Money.
well, they're just,
But what's Business Insider want?
oh, they want Portnoy gone.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's not one of
Because
them.
Business
He's-
Insider sucks.
He's not, you know, he's not politically correct. He said, I did an interview with Trump. I'm outspoken. Like, you know, I'm a successful white guy.
That makes sense.
He's like, they just want to ruin me.
The problem where they're coming into problems with this is, and I think we're going to see this start trending back our way, is that people like us don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So they're going to find out, you know what, this liberal bullshit audience that you think you have, they're not as big as you think it is. There's a reason our podcast grows, because people like our shit, you know, and people like him that are huge, they're getting people don't give a shit no more. Like Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers is the new cover boy for Freedom.
Yeah.
People that hate him now like him because he's standing up to them. The NBA is fixing to deal this because now they're going to make their players all take this fucking booster shot.
I don't think that'll go over very well.
If their top 10 players say, fuck you, I'm not doing it, the NBA's fucked.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate the NBA. I could give a shit if they cancel. If they went on strike tomorrow and didn't ever play again, I wouldn't care. I just don't watch NBA. I don't like the NBA, but I like Kyrie Irving now because he's stand up. He won't get the shot, so he's not playing right now. And he says, it's my
Good for
freedom.
him.
That's right. Aaron Rodgers
He's still got money. He'll
That's
be
right.
all right.
Aaron Rodgers is the same way.
Well,
but
yeah,
but
fuck it.
But them in the NFL, where they're screwed up is their fan base is different. Their fan base is middle America.
Yeah.
You know, the NBA is not. And so that's why I like guys like Aaron Rodgers. But I think that people are going to start seeing that there is more of a, you know, the media wants to tell you that everybody hates Donald Trump. I listened to that after the Virginia deal. The governor. This has nothing
That
to do
was
with this.
that was pretty big
Yeah,
too.
that has nothing to do with Donald Trump. He has nothing to do with this. He is not the face of the Republican Party.
Bullshit.
They don't
He's
want him.
fucking-
Bullshit. They want him. 75 million people voted for him last time. That's who we want.
Right.
And if he got voted today, he would have another. He'd probably get 80 million legit votes, and then Biden would get 82 million mail-in ballots because that's how they beat him. But our side wants to win, and this David Portnoy guy, he has nothing. He's not gonna. They're not gonna cancel him out.
No,
Didn't he
fuck
say
no.
he wasn't? He was non-cancelable.
Portnoy didn't say that. Portnoy said he's scared for his life.
Who said he was? Who said they're not? There was somebody that was interviewed that said they can't cancel
Portnoy
me.
is
Maybe it's Joe Rogan that said he's not
Yeah,
cancelable.
he is uncancelable.
That's what he
I
said.
mean, every 20, I'll say 18 to 35-year-old male in America wishes they had fucking Dave Portnoy's life.
yeah, I
Just
think so, too.
because, like, of what he created. Okay, well, he's self-made as it gets. But where'd he go to college at? Where did
BU, wasn't it? Boston University? And
I
that's
think
that's
so.
where
That's where he started.
Barstool got started.
And now look at it. He sold it to. God, who did he sell it to?
Well, he wants-
Penn.
he's a
Yeah.
very wealthy
Penn
man.
Enterprise or
And
something.
even if they cancel him, or
University
they
of
stop him
Michigan.
out, it ain't gonna slow him down.
University of
Yeah.
Michigan.
He's
is where
still
Portnoy went.
he's still gonna be huge. And got Muncie.
yeah.
Did you see the BU Syracuse game, or was it Boston College Syracuse football game this year? Let's go Brandon and fuck Joe Biden chants all over the crowd.
That's every
That's
game
right.
now.
But those people
Every
don't.
game.
That's showing you how much those people
Oh,
give a
yeah.
shit.
Fuck yeah.
They don't give a shit about all that crap. You know, a black guy that's a rapper can say whatever he wants and he don't get canceled.
Yep.
If the people on the other side that aren't black will
Said the
start
same exact
realizing,
thing.
but if they'll start realizing they're not going to get canceled
Yeah.
too and quit being scared, fuck them. There's more of us than there are them. You know, I support Snoop. If Snoop Dogg come out today and said, "Hey, I'm not getting a shot," and I'm
Hell
sticking to
yeah.
it, I'd be right there with him. And there's been some rapper guys. Ice Cube the other day, he's not doing a movie. He turned down $9 million. I like Ice Cube stuff anyways. I find him very entertaining. He's a
Right.
good actor. I'm with him 100%.
I still think it's funny. Ice Cube always plays a cop and stuff now.
Yeah.
Fuck the
movie.
police
Yeah.
30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Now he's a cop in everything that he does.
Every single fucking movie.
But like his show Barbershop that he had those movies.
That was pretty. I like that.
Friday.
Great story.
Friday.
I Fridays, but Barbershop showed a guy in the community trying to do everything he can do something. It was a positive role model.
So let
in
me
this
ask you
community.
this. Speaking of Mount Rushmore, is Friday the greatest comedy ever?
No.
It's up
No?
there though.
What's the
No.
greatest ever?
Caddyshack to me is one of the greatest comedies ever.
Caddyshack's pretty funny.
I think Friday's funnier than Caddyshack.
I think
Don't Be a Menace is pretty funny.
Never seen it.
are
You've
we
never
talking
seen
black
Don't Be a
comedy or are we
Menace?
Any
talking
comedy
any
you
comedy?
want. But hold on.
Hangover is the greatest comedy ever. I think.
Hangover's
up there.
pretty funny.
That's fucking great. I mean, from the Chinese guy
Have
to
you
everything.
have you ever seen Clerks?
I didn't like it that much. Hollywood Nights to me is one of the funniest movies ever.
Hollywood
See, but
Nights is
Hollywood
funny.
Nights is not funny through and through. It's real funny at the beginning, but then like there's a lot of action at the end where the comedy kind of dies off.
It gets serious.
I thought
It gets
Coming
serious.
to America was a funny ass show, the original one.
Coming to
I thought it
America's
was really
funny.
funny.
America's funny.
I like Harlem Nights. You blind motherfucker.
That's
It was
funny.
great.
I mean, you know, the first part of it is hilarious, but I think Friday, start to finish, Hangover's tough.
Friday's a great show. There's no doubt. I mean, it's hard to say the greatest. Old School,
Old School's
Old
good.
School.
Step Brother.
Will Ferrell.
Wedding Crashers is
Wedding
fucking
Crashers
hilarious.
is
Pretty good.
The only thing
I-
about Wedding Crashers is they don't know shit about hunting.
I think
Somebody on the
the
set should know
funniest-
something about hunting.
Jeff, look, you just had fucking Alec Baldwin shoot somebody, so like obviously nobody knows anything about gun safety.
There's no shit about that.
Yeah. My favorite, like, I guess it'd be comedy movie of all time to watch that I laugh every fucking time is History of the World.
That's funny with Mel Brooks.
Yeah,
Same one
yeah.
did Blazing Saddles,
Yep.
another great show.
That
that-
whole series, I'll fucking laugh every single time.
Something I've never seen that a lot of people say, the Monty Python stuff.
I didn't like
Really?
it that much. It's all right.
Yeah, it's
nothing great.
not.
Nothing
I mean,
great.
nothing great.
Like
I like watching it, but
he did like Life of Brian was Monty Python, wasn't it? And then like
The Fletch movies with Chevy Chase are good. Christmas Vacation is fucking hilarious. All the vacation movies are great. There's so many. I'm gonna tell you right now, Uncle Buck and the Great Outdoors are two great fucking shows too.
Uncle Buck's funny.
Fucking Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah.
That's a good. I mean, it's a comedy, but it's not a comedy.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie. It's funny. There's a lot of really good deals. Black comedy is different than white comedy.
Hell yeah.
And I think that Friday is really good. And I'm not saying it's different, but I think black comedy, they can touch on so much more shit, and it is freaking hilarious. And I like Friday. Friday is one of the top ones. There's no doubt about it. I liked Friday After Next when they got Cat Williams on there.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
You know, and he plays the pimp. That's pimp in distress. Pimp in distress.
Cat Williams, he went crazy, didn't he? That's why you don't see him anymore.
I don't know.
Like
He
just
kinda-
he fell off.
He stopped going to tour. He stopped touring shows and stopped putting out, Netflix specials.
What's the Dave Chappelle show where or not Dave Chappelle. The Dave Chappelle show is great.
Oh yeah,
God Almighty, he touches
he's a funny
shit.
son of a bitch.
The black blind guy that's the fucking Ku Klux Klan leader.
Son.
My name's Clayton Bigsby.
and the In family he does one. God, Dave, that's fucking great too. He also he was in. Oh, I'll tell you.
Blue Streak.
Yes, God.
Blue Streak is
I'll
pretty
rip off
good.
your tongue
Yeah.
and you can lick my balls.
That was with who?
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah,
And
that was a good movie.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Bad
is
Boys
good.
is really
I don't know
good.
if
Shows
you,
ever.
that's not a comedy.
No, but it's a great show.
It's a good show. Both of them. I hadn't seen the third one though.
It's
Neither
good too.
have I.
It's not as good as the first two by any means,
I
but
know
it's
Martin
good.
Lawrence got fat though.
He did. He's
But it's funny that they make fun of that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like, God damn, Greg.
If you can't make fun of yourself, you shouldn't be doing comedy.
Fuck no.
No.
My favorite comedian's Red Fox, though.
Oh, he's the greatest.
God damn.
Harlem Nights.
You couldn't make any shit like that today.
I still
anymore.
listen to him sometimes on my
yeah.
music. He's funny as shit. Back when people could make fun of
Did
people.
Confucius say?
Yeah.
I still think Dave Chappelle is probably the greatest ever.
He's up there.
Yeah, he's fucking funny.
But not his last one because he had an agenda to drive home. But like the Netflix specials before that,
Juicy Smollier.
that was just
He's great.
fucking gold.
Dave Cha-
gold mine.
Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Rodney Dangerfield was funny. Don Rickles was great. Buddy Hackett is one of my favorite of all times. There's a lot of great comedians.
Lately, my favorite comedian's been, you ever seen anything with Chris D'Elia? He's pretty funny.
I don't know nothing about any of the new comedians.
There was a guy a long time ago. I think it was Ralphie May.
Ralphie May,
He was
yeah.
funny.
He was
Ralphie
funny
May,
as
I thought
fuck.
was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, the Free Willy shit. He was no. That's not Ralphie May.
Are you talking about Gabriel Iglesias?
No. He was a guy who had black hair. What the fuck was his name? Hang on.
Anyways, comedians can't do nothing like they could nowadays because
No.
they're so
John
fucking-
Panetta. John Panetta.
they're so
think I've
they're
ever seen
so
Oh, you
saddled down now on what they can do and what they can't say.
What's it called? Free Willy?
show me the buffet. John Panetta.
John Manny Manuel could do him.
It was
Let us
fucking
in.
hilarious.
Play it real quick. It's only a couple minutes. You can't plug it into where you can hear it on the
No, and
podcast,
they
can
would
you?
shut us down anyway.
That's true.
Because it's somebody else's content. Let that play out. But
Skip the ad.
he is.
So that's a kind of a different thing. Japanese food has great aesthetics, great presentation. It comes to the table. Somebody always says, "Oh, you know what? It looks too good to eat." Yeah, we'll pass that shit over here. We'll see how it looks in a minute. Don't you hate when you're at the table and somebody goes, "Oh, I was going to order that. I'll have some of yours." And lose your hand in the process.
All right, we're gonna get shut down on this shit.
But John Panetta
So full, I have to take my belt off.
talks about going to a buffet. He's funny. But I want to go back to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers did not lie. Did he tell the truth? Absolutely not.
It's none of your business though with about some of his medical stuff. If you'd asked him if he had fucking herpes,
Well,
he'd
now
have
hold
to
on a
tell you.
second, Jeff, because you're also the guy that said that the NFL should have carte blanche on your medical.
I do
records.
believe that. I think if you're paying
So-
somebody $30 million, you have the right to make
So
them show
how
up to
can
work.
you say that that you have an obligation as an NFL owner to make sure these guys get the shot, but nobody has the right to ask them
I
their
don't
vaccine
think
status?
I don't think you have the right to ask them. I think the NFL shouldn't require their players to have the shot.
But you're also
How-
saying that the
Hold-
NFL owners should
Let-
require you to have the shot.
Let me finish.
I mean, you're drawing tough lines here, and I'm not following.
Michelle, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay.
The floor is yours. Skip.
I believe that the NFL has no right to make a player get a shot.
Right.
I believe that wholeheartedly. I think they're pussies for taking this vote in. First of all, there ain't been one athlete die in 2 years at any sport, from fucking sumo wrestling to fucking Pinewood race cars to NFL, that's died from COVID. Not one NFL player. They're the healthiest people in the world. Pro athletes are. Not one of them in this country has died, or in the world. Soccer player, anything anywhere. So I don't think they should be required to make their players take shots. First. Second, if I'm writing a fucking check for $35 million for your ass to quarterback, you're going to do everything possible by the rules to play. So we're either going to cover up you lying, or you're going to get a fucking shot. It's one of the two.
So you're saying the NFL does not have.
I don't think the NFL has the right as a corporation to
But
make
the
them.
team owner does.
No. I'm saying if I'm writing you a check for $35 million to play football, I expect you to show up and play football no matter what it takes
The
to be
team
on the
owner.
field.
Okay, so that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
The NFL
I'm
as a
talking out of
corporation
both sides of my mouth, but I don't
has
think,
no jurisdiction on your health.
I don't think they have a
But
jurisdiction.
Bob Kraft can say, Mac Jones, you're taking this shot. I'm paying you. You're taking this shot. But you're saying Roger Goodell can't make parameters to where.
I see where Jeff's coming from. He doesn't want it to where, like, Roger Goodell would be like, okay, every 32 teams have to have the shot.
Yeah, they shouldn't have that
But
rule.
I can see to where it's a private organization for each single team, and each team owner can be like,
Fuck you, I'm not doing that.
yeah.
Where does the line end?
I don't
Does
know.
it end
I
at
just-
ACL surgery, like we were talking about Michael Thomas?
I think
Michael Thomas said, I don't want to go under the knife. I want to try to rehab this and see if I can avoid having surgeries. Does an NFL NFL team also have the right to say, no, motherfucker, you're having surgery in February. You're
Yes, I
taking the
think
shot
they
and you're having surgery in
I think
February.
they should.
Yeah, if they're paying the money that they're paying Michael Thomas or whoever it is, and then he's like, putting in jeopardy of what his ability is going to be, they should probably have a little bit of say in it. And like, well, if you want this $25 million fucking contract, we kind of want you to get the surgery now because that's basically what your whole life is around.
But that's what they're saying around the shot too, though. If you want
But
this
the
money,
damn,
if
Alex.
you want things to be easy for you, you're going to get the shot.
But that's not true.
Alex
He
scared
has
the fuck out of me.
Michael Thomas has to have surgery to be able to play.
If
Aaron Rodgers, that shot don't make you play
He
or
don't-
not.
fuck
In
no.
fact, Cole Beasley's played every game. He hadn't had a shot.
If rehab would have gone well for Michael Thomas, he would not have needed surgery.
Ifs and buts. That shot ain't guaranteeing you're not going to get. First of
I'm
all,
not
there
saying
is
that
no
it is.
proof that if you get that shot, you're not going to get COVID.
Fuck
Right.
no.
Lamar Jackson's had it twice, and I think he's
There's people-
vaccinated.
I've heard
Jim
people got it
Psaki.
3 times.
Jim Psaki, she's fully vaccinated with a booster, and she's got it. But
Well, Joe Biden's had it too, and he keeps shitting his pants and farting on the goddamn Prince Charles's wife.
But-
his fucking time's coming.
Yeah,
As
Rodgers
sad as that is,
I'm on Aaron Rodgers' side.
did not lie.
No.
He did not tell the truth by any stretch of the imagination. He
he's-
said he was immunized,
And Terry
which he
Bradshaw
was.
called him out. Fuck Terry Bradshaw.
Which
Yeah,
he was.
He's immunized with like ivermectin or
Something
something.
some holy thing.
Oh, they're fucking. That's Joe Rogan again is killing the country, and they hate it. Goddamn, he's not going to Joe. Terry Bradshaw taking horse dewormer. Listen, take your fucking ass back to Louisiana and move out of South Lake Carroll. They don't want your fucking goofy fucking hick ass there anyways.
He's got a TV show now.
Fuck him. I don't
On
give a
E.
shit.
I don't care.
I saw him naked in the show one time. It's fucking made me want to throw up.
He's hilarious though in that show.
He is, but I have no respect for him. He's another one of them liberal sellouts.
But
It's like most of them.
I just don't know if I don't think they can suspend him.
Well, he's gonna test negative today or tomorrow, and they're gonna play him on Sunday.
That's what's going to be interesting because he said he did the same regimen Joe Rogan did.
You
Joe
think-
Rogan was negative in 4 days.
You think they're gonna kick him off and not let him play going this close in the playoffs?
I don't know.
That's what the media would love to have happen.
Yeah.
But America is for Aaron Rodgers
Fuck
right
no.
now.
I don't think. Listen,
And I don't think it's just I don't think it's Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you what, if what's the Aaron Donald, if he come out and did it, it don't matter who you are. Any player that's going to
Sam
stand
Darnold?
up. No, Aaron Donald,
Oh.
the defense tackle for the Rams. I don't get Kyler Murray. It don't matter who it is. Any player that's going to stand up against the deal. There's a bigger push now because they just keep moving the goalpost all the time. I mean, now you got to have another booster and you got to do this and do that. Fuck them.
well, and here's the deal: the NFL has gone to painstaking lengths to protect the quarterback because they want those big guys.
That's where
How
you
many
win.
millions of people did not watch the game yesterday because Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing? I didn't watch the game yesterday.
A lot.
Now, had Aaron Rodgers been playing, you would have there'd have been a higher rating.
The NFL's a superstar league, just like the Rams played Tennessee last night.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't watch because Derrick Henry wasn't playing, and then fucking they still won.
A couple weeks ago, we had Geno Smith and somebody else. It could have been a big game had Russell Wilson and the other starting quarterback.
Who was it?
played.
It was Seattle and somebody, I can't remember. Was it Garoppolo? No, it wasn't Garoppolo. It was Seattle and
So the NFL knows that it is a quarterback-driven league, and superstars have to play for people to tune in.
Well, like Arizona yesterday, without Kyler Murray, they lost some people, and Colt McCoy done a hell of a job.
Right.
I'd say, what did Zach say last night? More people are watching the Yellowstone premiere than Sunday Night Football. That's probably true.
We can look that up real quick. I am in the minority here, and I realize it. I don't watch Yellowstone.
I didn't watch the one last night. We taped it. And
I watched half of the first season.
My problem is I tried to binge the first 2 seasons, and that's too much Yellowstone. I think if you watch Yellowstone once a week, it's probably a better show. But there's too much of that fucking Dutton Ranch and taking them to the train station shit for me to watch 4 or 5 episodes in a day. Because hunting season had just ended. I was like, I'm going to get caught up on Yellowstone. Everybody's talking about it. I think I burned myself out watching that many episodes in that short amount of time. Yeah. It's probably a great show. I know I'm in the minority here, but Instagram was crazy last night.
It's a good story. We'll watch it probably Wednesday or Thursday night, me and Michelle. I liked it. I think it's a really good story. It's the best drama series on TV.
Right.
It reminds me of Dallas with a lot more sex and wild shit than it was when I was a kid. But it was a show like that, and there aren't shows like that anymore.
I think, like Andy said, if I didn't have to binge watch to catch up, and I had to look forward to one episode coming every week or every other week or whatever it is, it'd probably be a little bit more enjoyable.
Netflix has ruined me on that. I'd rather be able to watch 2 or 3 episodes at once and then watch 2 or 3 episodes later.
Some I can. No, that's 2020. 4.23 viewers watched season 3 premiere last year.
4.25 people.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's just
that was in
4.5
June
million.
of 2020, though. And another thing, I think them not airing anything last fall helped them.
The fuckers took on Sunday Night Football.
They ended it on a cliffhanger. COVID screwed them out of coming back when they would normally come back. Mm-hmm. So, you got 6 months. Basically longer.
I mean, they took on Sunday Night Football. Everybody runs from the NFL, and they didn't. That tells you something about their crowd.
Oh,
and everybody that's a football fan that I know on my Facebook and shit, they were all fucking Yellowstoning last night, and I didn't. I called Logan, and he had to get off the phone because Yellowstone was coming on. So,
nearly 5 million viewers tuned into Yellowstone premiere last night.
That's an amazing deal. That's crazy. That's 5 times more than anybody watches CNN ever.
But hold on, NFL probably does more numbers than that. Sunday Night Football.
I'm sure they probably did, but I'm saying they didn't run from Sunday Night Football.
You got to look up the numbers for the prime time.
The Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, the 8:20 game.
Yeah. Right.
I bet.
No. That's what I'm saying.
I bet it had 3 million.
Oh no, I bet 7 to 10. People don't watch TV like they used to. That's what's funny. If you watch the TVs from the 80s and the 90s,
who played last night?
The Rams in Tennessee.
10.72.
Yeah, twice.
God damn, why is that so high?
Because it's football. Everybody wants to watch football. That's the thing. That's what the NFL takes for granted. Yeah. They don't take it for granted. They take for granted people like me and you that aren't politically correct. They've had enough of this shit, but we watch football for our own entertainment.
That's right.
I could give 2 fucks about all their social injustice shit.
Fantasy.
So right. Twice as many people tuned in to.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna cut this short. We got to get off here. I got shit I got to get done today.
Shit you got to get done today.
Yep. All right.
Well, it was fun. We will have Lee Chose later in the week, and then we will do our first guides roundtable to end the week, and then we'll have our pick 'em like always. Is that it? Am I missing anything?
Nope, that's it.
Hunting season starts on Saturday.
We're fucking back.
And we're going to take them to the train station.
We're fucking.
Thank y'all. God bless y'all and have a great week.
Go check out all of our wonderful sponsors. Check out Shin Gear Waders. I got my pair, and let me tell you, they fucking live up to the hype. We didn't talk about that, and that was on my notes. Pacific Calls, Steak Plains Meat, Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shells, Dirty Duck Coffee, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Duck Club Podcast, Gundog Outdoors, Goose Creek Retrievers, Bangtail Whiskey, Eyesight Drones, and Stanfield Hunting Outfitters.